G'day everyone and welcome back to Soulcast Season 3, Episode 3, I think we're on now. This is a very special episode. This is the pioneering the pilot of getting some guests on to the Soulcast.
Indeed.
Yeah, so we're joined by, why don't you introduce yourselves?
So you
first?
go first.
I'm Bleez. I'm the programmer for Pullywog. And
I am Fuzz. I go online by Fuzz and or Fuzzarts on Twitter, and I'm the artist for Pullywog.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know what Pullywog is, we played it on stream a couple of weeks ago. You guys won the Ludwig, or one of the winners, I suppose, for the Ludwig.
We won first in the community vote.
Yeah, so winner, top dogs of the Ludwig Game Jam. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about what the Ludwig Game Jam is? For those who
it was just a 10-day event hosted by Ludwig. It was just an event to make a Fodian game.
And Fodian games are like they're sort of
Getting Over It, Jump King.
Yeah, things in the style of Getting Over It, Jump King, Pogo Stuck.
Yeah, it's like
those real frustrating ones with no real checkpoints and stuff, right?
Not necessarily frustrating, but yeah.
I'd say frustrating, like rage games.
Yeah, I feel like the defining feature is that you lose a lot of progress. There's progress at risk, I think, is the main defining characteristic of a Fodian game. And Ludwig is a big popular Twitch streamer, and I suppose YouTuber, who's famous for playing a lot of those kind of games. So he hosted a game jam where the community got to make a bunch of games in that style, and you guys came up with Pullywog. Which when I saw it, I was very impressed that that was made in 10 days for the jam. So much so that I reserved myself playing it for the stream. Whenever I see a good game that I feel like has potential, I always refrain from playing it in my own time and then wait to share it with the community on stream. But it was a blast.
I'm happy you liked it.
Yeah, it's very impressive. All the entries that they got out there were impressive. So what did you guys...
I interrupted you. Yeah.
No, it's fine. What did you guys win? It was was it just the exposure that came from it, or was there other stuff on the line?
No, there was prize money.
Also
cash. 2,000 for top 5.
Yeah. Man, cash in hand.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And you guys also worked with a musician, right?
Yeah, Noah? He's... Yes. Oh, shoot. Maybe I should ask if he wanted to join. I forgot. Oh, it's all right.
It's all right.
Oh, well.
After I played the game, I actually went and followed all three of you, and they were the only one that followed back, so I congratulated them on Twitter. But now I'm congratulating you guys now in the interview.
Oh, yeah.
So Pullywog, do you guys want to sort of explain what the concept is to those who might not have played it yet?
All right. So you play as a frog. Your goal is to get to the top. We got the main mechanic being this thing where you can pull yourself with your tongue. It's based off Rano's Side B and Rivals of Aether. Yeah.
Shout out to the Rivals community. All of those people are legends.
So it's you kind of took that and then extrapolated it into an entire game, basically.
Recontextualized it. Yeah, we recontextualized it to a different setting.
There are some pretty big changes to it.
And very big changes.
Yeah, because one of the questions that we got from our community was the thought process behind coming up with the tongue mechanic and sort of how that evolved throughout the process of making the game. Did it start off different and then end up where it is now, or was it the core of it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
So how it started was originally you would just change the angle and the power would be set, right? But it felt really bad. So I changed it so that instead the power and it was a set angle, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's more in line with Jump King too. There's a lot of similarities there with how long you hold down the...
Well, it's just more satisfying, I think, because you get that tactile feel of holding the button down and letting go.
Yeah, it is. It's and it makes it... what really makes it work as a 14 game, I think, is that point where you're in the air and you have no control. You're just watching your character after you've made your move. And it can all go pear-shaped. It can all go south very quickly, depending on how you sort of launch yourself, right? So that's cool. We had some of our community point out like if there were like a fun and leniency within the mechanic itself. Like they were doing some experimenting and they found like if you launched it close enough to a platform, it would sometimes like get longer, or there was like some variance there. Is that something that you guys like intended, or is this like a yeah?
So like it feels really bad when the tongue just barely misses the wall, so it looks like it's touching when it's like 1 pixel away, right?
Yeah.
So the solution is just to like make the tongue go like a third of like 2/3 of the way, and then if it like detects the wall nearby, it'll just keep going. There's a couple bugs that occur because of that, but I think it's worth it just because it makes the game feel a lot better.
Yeah, it's sort of like this game's equivalent of like Coyote time in like a platform or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Like yes, the game also has Coyote. The game also has Coyote time, a very small bit of it, but yeah.
Yeah, just all these classic aspects of platformers that make it easy to play, I guess.
It's pretty interesting because if you look at like modern, like most fighting games, right? They usually avoid having some of those mechanics, I think.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, they don't have as many like leniency type things. And I remember really early, I made the decision to include them because I thought that the next big fighting game would probably just include them anyways, feel good, and then just use other ways to make the game feel Fadian.
Yeah, because it doesn't. Because the thing about those like things is they don't reduce the skill cap; they just move it somewhere else. It's like platformers like Celeste have all those like heaps of features to help players with leniency and stuff, but then the skill cap is still like crazy. Like especially with players when they start exploiting those things that are meant to like help, becomes a sort of new league.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty confident the main thing a fighting game needs is just to like look really easy while being like comically hard, because that's the joke, right?
Yeah.
But I think if a game focuses too much on like looking really or being really hard and doesn't focus enough on looking easy, the game just becomes like a kind of a mess, like an unplayable mess.
Yeah, that's it.
I noticed a lot of other games in the jam were like way too hard.
Yeah. The only ones that we played on stream, we played your guys' one. I didn't finish, guys. I'm sorry. I made it like we played it for like about 2 hours, and then I was like, guys, I have no idea how much further there is to go. Can someone please?
What'd you get?
How far did you
get? There's no percentage thing on the thing that I was on.
Like what color was the area you're in?
Oh, I just got up to like clouds.
Clouds? Mm-hmm. Oh, you're about like 2/3.
Yeah, because what I did, I asked chat. I was like, guys, you have to go look at a playthrough and tell me how much further we have to go. And they were like, you still have like a halfway to go. I'm like, oh my god, there's no way. We'll be here all day. So I assume we'll revisit at some point to finish it. Because I did feel myself making genuine like progress as it went on. Like there was definitely a sense of progression in playing it. Like you feel like you're definitely getting better and able to master it. And there are like soft checkpoints in like different areas, like where it becomes harder to fall down to the very bottom.
Well, yeah.
Did you guys have any like crazy things at the top where you would fall down to the very bottom, or were you a bit more?
I wanted one of those gimmicks because I think they're really appealing on like for content. Like it's fun to watch someone get bodied like that.
Yeah, definitely.
But when it comes to the actual pacing of the game, like when it comes to like the pacing of the game, I feel like you like a need to avoid making that kind of stuff. So it's like a really bold decision. I don't know. We really wanted one in the very last area, but it was too scary. I didn't want too many players like get mad and give 1 star. You know?
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, fair.
That's like the issue with rage games. Like if it's too good, people hate it and they rate you 1 star, and your game has really weirdly low ratings.
Yeah, that's just the problem with like difficult games in like general. Like I don't know if you guys have like seen the game that we're working on, but we're working on like a platform without platforms. It's like the gimmick. And that's like pretty difficult too. And a lot of people love it because of that difficulty. It's like a challenge, but then at the same time, you got to make sure you don't alienate the rest of your player base. Right?
Yeah, it is kind of tricky to hit that like that sweet spot from being like too hard or like too easy.
Yeah, you need to hook players in without scaring them away.
That's why I wanted to add so many of the Celeste leniency mechanics, because I feel like that would make the game feel more fair without sacrificing in the other departments, I guess.
Yeah. And another thing you can do to keep players roped in is have a gorgeous art like it does.
Yeah, that's great.
Give players something that they can appreciate while they're constantly falling back to the start. and losing their minds.
Yeah, the one thing we really wanted to do in terms of art is all the little NPCs that are scattered around.
Yeah.
We are actually working on a Steam version of the game.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's right.
And we want to have a dialogue system and have them talk and say funny things.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of players are really confused about like not being able to talk to the NPCs. I kind of wish there was some kind of way to tell players that you can't without just like having it in text.
Yeah. I feel like that didn't really bother me because I think I understand, like as a game developer myself, I understand this is a jam game. Sometimes you don't have
the
time.
Constraints.
You don't have time to do those things. Which, that being said, I was really impressed with some of the little touches in the art, like when you fall down into the house and like the dude that rebuilds it.
I'm happy. Literally everyone has mentioned the house so far.
Yeah,
I think that's
everybody
compliments it. I think that's the key to making a good fighting game, like little details like that, or not.
So more of that. I
guess like good games in general. And I think about it.
Yeah, people love Easter eggs. I like greatly undervalued like how much people like Easter eggs. Like in making our own game, when I ask people like, what do you guys want? Because we had to like submit it for, it's like a longer game jam that we had to do. I won't get into it now, but we were like, what do you guys want? And everyone was like, Easter eggs. I was like, what? Like, you don't want us to like make the movement a bit better or like fix the difficulty curve? No, they just want Easter eggs. It's like, okay, sure, I suppose.
Yeah, people love details.
Yeah, I picked up on the see, the thing is, once you find one Easter egg, it's like you have no idea how many more there are. There could be like so much more that you just never find, which I think keeps players engaged, which is fun.
Did you find the Jolly Ranchers?
I did not. I think the only other thing that I found was if you like walk left at the start, you go into like the little house area.
Yeah, there's like these hidden Jolly Ranchers throughout the map that change the color of your tongue when you eat them.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yes,
that was pretty cool.
There are 3 of them.
Yeah, that's crazy that you guys managed to get that stuff in during a game jam, and still have like the core of the game like so polished.
Yeah.
Actually, on that, because it was 10 days, right?
Yeah.
Yes. How did that like play out over the 10 days, like the development process?
Okay, so on my end, I spent 105 hours, I think, over the 10 days.
Yeah, that's nice.
I got lucky because previously, before Pullywog, I worked on a game called GurQuest. It's like this 2D platformer, a VTuber fan game. So like, I felt like I was really experienced with platformers, and I could just like reuse the movement code to an extent. I changed it a lot, but
nice.
The base of it I just reused. So yeah, I feel like I could prototype the game really early and just like focus on adding details and making the movement feel really good for a majority of the jam.
Yeah. At what point did you pivot from the tongue mechanic from being like angle to like distance?
That was like day 2-ish, day 1.5. It was weird because yeah.
How
are things on your end?
How are things on my end? Well, I honestly was a lot more chill about it, especially because like half the jam I wasn't really sure on what to do. But no, I think the most trouble I've had was Tilesets because like I don't know, we had like a little bit of miscommunication and like okay, how do I arrange these? I'm going insane working on these Tilesets, and I have to rearrange them for the millionth time a few hours before we have to ship the game.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, how was it like working on like the art? Because like the art the whole way up is like gorgeous and like unique.
Yeah.
How was that working on that while the levels? Because you would have to wait till the levels have been designed before you could.
Well, see, the thing is, we're getting into this, so that. We didn't really do that. We just kind of went for it. Most of the backgrounds were made in one day. That was before the level design was finalized. And like we just kind of used what we had.
Yeah.
Just used whatever backgrounds I made
it together.
Yeah, I mean as you do with game jams.
Yeah, the best decision I think we did was to have the background tile sets, which really helped compensate for how mid the backgrounds are.
Yeah. A big thing in like that I think we find when we do game jams, we haven't done one for a while, but it's usually like a a big what's the word I'm looking for? Like a choke point from like where Max, like Monarch, has finished all the art and stuff, and then I then have to get it in. Like there's that delay between the
it's
art
like that bottleneck.
Yeah, bottleneck is the word I was looking for. And it, like bottlenecks up to like the very last minute where I have to get all this stuff in. But it seems you guys sort of just got it all together and then sort of just cobbled all the assets into the final product.
Yeah.
Which
it was pretty weird.
It worked out.
Yeah.
Are you guys planning to do things differently with the Steam version now? There's no like time limit?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. What's your approach going to be? Do you have one in mind, or are you just sort of
finish level design first?
Yeah.
Obviously, and then
we got someone making concept art for some of the areas.
We have someone making concept art. We have someone making concept art and helping on backgrounds, so that's going to be good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Are we going to get a 3D animated cinematic trailer?
One day.
No, it'd be cool. So on the Steam version, what are the plans for the Steam version? Like the scope? Like what are you looking at?
We're actually looking to get into a publisher.
That's
we're just making a pitch right now.
I reckon you guys actually have a fairly good shot. Do you guys want to say who you're looking at, or are you going to keep that secret?
I mean, when it comes to publishers, you just take who you get.
Yeah, just go everywhere.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah, we're going for everyone.
But yeah, that, especially if you're using like the current build that you have, plus whatever changes you've made afterward as like the demo, that's a really like solid demo to go with.
Yeah.
I mean, if the publishing doesn't work out, we can just do Kickstarter.
Yeah, I reckon you guys did a good shot with that as well.
Yeah.
I'm certainly supporting the game.
Yeah,
and like the second I posted it in the community server, everyone was very impressed. So people like it.
Oh, thanks.
Have you gotten like a substantial amount of like publicity from the Ludwig Game Jam? Like more than you expected, less than you expected? Like how did that play out?
I went from 10 subscribers on YouTube to 57, which is pretty nice. Surprisingly, I gained like 0 followers on Twitter, which is super weird.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
No, I gained like 10.
I mean, my YouTube channel has like 300 subscribers, but like I don't use it much. But my Twitter gained like 30 followers. It's like pretty good.
It's like a little boost. That's good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Speaking of your YouTubes, do you guys want to talk about like what you guys do? I know I watched Lee. I watched your pre-devlog where you're talking about what you want to go with the future, and you were sort of saying depends on what happens with the Ludwig Game Jam, because that was before the results were announced, right?
Yeah.
And now that the Ludwig Game Jam is over, do you have any like new thoughts for where you're taking that?
I'm working on devlogs. I got one in the works right now. I'm struggling. I'm not good at this.
Yeah.
Oh my god, YouTube is hard. You guys are crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are like, yeah. Sorry.
Is it so you were in the last devlog, right? You were
yes
mentioning like the 3 different like projects that you had going on, right? You had Guru Quest, which you mentioned earlier in the cast. You had that card game, that like roguelike card game thing.
Roguelike deck builder.
Yeah. And then you had like Pullywog. So are you with like the devlogs? Are you focusing on like any of them in particular, or are you still keeping it like wide across the board?
I'm not sure. I know I'm probably gonna avoid doing Pullywog for a bit, because I just want to like figure out all the publishing stuff, like all that first, and actually get into development. So in between then and now, probably like I actually started a new project. I'm making a devlog for that.
Ooh,
I can't help it, man.
That'll be exciting. I'm keen to check that out.
It's too tempting.
Yeah, it's like when you're like not making devlogs for like the game in like those periods, it is kind of refreshing to know that you can like just focus on development and not have to worry about documenting and doing all that stuff. So I understand.
Yeah. I don't like potentially if we do get a publisher, I don't know if they'll let us make devlogs.
That's true. There's like the publishing legality.
Like NDA stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like one of the main, I suppose, deterrents for us why we don't want to go into like publishers, is because a lot of the stuff we do is very community oriented.
Yeah, like we're really transparent with like what we do.
Yeah, so
like we try to post something that like we're doing like every day almost in like our server.
Oh look, don't check the the records on that.
Yeah, recently though, because you have been working on YouTube stuff instead and like exams and whatnot. Yeah. So, but usually when we are working on stuff, we try to get things out regularly.
Yeah, which publishers obviously not too fond of.
Yeah,
not too happy with. So it's good to have other projects going that you can share with your communities that you're growing. You mentioned you had about 300 subscribers, Fuzz.
Yeah, don't look at my YouTube channel. It is not good.
All right. Okay. I'll refrain from that line of questions then.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can talk about it a little. So for for 2 years, I would just do like really bad Let's Plays or whatever. Okay. I don't even want to call them Let's Plays because it was like
we've all been there. It's alright.
Yeah, my bad Let's Plays is still up.
Actually, I have a couple as well.
The thing is, I wanted to branch out and I wanted to like whatever because like YouTube was like a little 11-year-old me was like, oh, I want to do YouTube, but I for the last like 2 years or so, I've been really reevaluating what I want to do with my life. So YouTube was kind of on the back burner.
Yeah, that's fair. I also had a gaming channel when I was 11. That's wiped. You guys can't find that. That's wiped off the face of YouTube. But then I sort of had like a resurgence, like maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, where I did like Rocket League videos, and that was like my dive into like learning how to edit and stuff. Now that's translated over to the game dev stuff that we do with Cellcube.
Yeah.
So there's skills that you just do for fun when you're a kid. Yeah. They pay off later on.
Like the videos I did make, some of them I'm proud of, some of them are not so much. But yeah, now I do art, which is way more fun.
Yeah.
How'd you get into art? Like, what's the origin story?
I started drawing, like, I can't even remember when, but, like, I've been drawing for a while.
From the womb.
Yeah. No, like, as a kid, I loved drawing, but, like, then I didn't realize it was something that I liked doing for the longest time, and then I picked it up, 5 years ago, and I've been doing it a lot, and how I got into pixel art specifically is, I would make skin mods for Rivals of Aether and Nuclear Throne, and that just kind of got the ball rolling, and now I'm like,
yeah. No, I think it's actually great for. Maybe Max can back me up on this. I'm not an artist. I'm the programmer and like musician. But I think it's great when like artists, especially game development, like artists, when they can make like assets and stuff and see it in game like immediately, and I think mods do that, right? You can just make
things. I agree. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a discouraging thing for a lot of aspiring game developers, I suppose, is it takes a while until you have a product, right?
Yeah, there's like a lot of investment that goes into something like that.
There's so many different aspects, and it takes a while before
Yeah, there's like so many different professions you have to like be mediocre at.
Yeah.
To get something.
Yeah, like I think a lot of industry folk get into like game dev through mods. Like back in the day when you had like Source and stuff. Yeah, that was like kind of like kickstarting their kind of like approach into a professional scene, which is pretty interesting. I find.
Yeah, you can either try to become a jack of all trades, or you can find someone else to team up with.
Yeah, to do it for you.
Handle it. Yeah,
that's the strat.
Yeah. So how do you guys how long have you guys worked together? Is this the first project together, or what's going on?
This is like the first full project we are doing together. Yeah.
First one we finished, I think. We've done
first one we finished. Nice. I've done a few assets, mainly the logo for GuerQuest.
Yeah.
But this is like the first big project.
What's the like creative like dynamic between you two guys? Because I know like for me and Max, like I code and he does art, right? But we still both collaboratively work on the games that we make.
When it comes to GuerQuest, usually I pretty much did everything by myself, and I just had him come on for the occasional thing I needed.
Yeah.
But for Pullywog, it was a bit more collaborative. Like we did brainstorm together.
Yeah.
And like just talk it through.
Yeah, I think it's important for even like a partner pairing, that the artist, even if they're not directly involved with the game design, that they understand what's happening. So
definitely.
Communication issues are something that's like a major part of like game development, because there is so many different roles that need to be filled. Everyone needs to be on the same page about stuff.
Yeah, because like game design is very interesting, even like to me, who's just like the artist. But like, where am I going with this? Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Brain fart. Whatever. Oh yeah. I can't. So what I was saying, I can't program. I cannot program.
Yeah. I can't draw. Yeah. I can't draw.
I can't program either. Yeah.
So it's good that we have a collaboration.
Yeah, collabing is definitely like a really good for game dev, I'd say.
Yeah.
I feel like doing shit by yourself is way too hard at times.
Yeah. It's just like, it's also I suppose very motivating when you got other people that you're working with.
Yeah. We have a team of 5 now.
Oh. All working on Pullywog, or like across the
yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that's exciting. It's exciting.
Wait, this is off topic. Do you guys upload your stuff to Newgrounds?
We do not, but I did see that you had your Newgrounds link on your profile, and I did check out.
No.
Did check out.
I randomly started uploading my stuff to Newgrounds, and like it's the best. It's so much better. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's working.
It is.
No, it's because like so many people play your game, and you get so much feedback.
That's good. We'll have to give it a try. I mean, might as well. No harm in like.
Yeah, because we just use itch for now, and then just like post our stuff to like the server and
whatnot. Is HTML5?
Newgrounds is great. Newgrounds is great.
Wait, are you uploading HTML5?
We do for some of our jam games.
Yeah, not for all of them though.
I don't know. I feel like the Newgrounds community is just really good for collaborating and stuff. So I want to shill it as often as I can.
Yeah, we'll have to give.
Love you, Newgrounds.
We'll have to give it a squiz ourselves then. I haven't been on there since like I don't know, so long, since I was a kid playing the old classic.
Yeah, I think a lot of people got into it again because of Friday Night Funkin'. Which is
that meant like a huge resurgence on it.
It definitely
it's crazy because the user base like hextuples whenever Friday Night Funkin' makes an update. Like remember I uploaded a GER request, and the update that came out at the same time as the Friday Night Funkin' Week 7, that game has like 80k views, while the rest have around 20k at most.
Yeah.
It's like
it's popping off.
No, it's actually crazy how many more people play it or use Newgrounds.
That's huge.
That's interesting. This is some insider knowledge. Knowledge.
No, because I know on Twitter, Friday Night Funkin' team, they like announce something. So like, if you have any projects, gotta upload it now.
With the wave of users.
They're like pseudo.
I don't think they're gonna upload anything to the web build of the game, because I think they're just gonna save everything for the final build.
Yeah, because they got their Kickstarter done a couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
They raised an insane amount of money for it too.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's like 2 million.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I'm surprised. Well, cool. We have a couple of questions from the community. I don't know if you guys scrolled past these when you joined the server before. I put out a call to action from the folks in the Soulcube community. We have a couple of questions. The first one, I suppose, would be more directed towards Lee. You used GameMaker for this, right?
Yeah, I use GameMaker too.
Yeah, they wanted your thoughts on the I suppose not really recent anymore. It's probably old news, but like the changes to the licensing and stuff in the engine.
Oh God! Here we go.
I literally downloaded Godot just for that. Yeah. And I'm starting to tweak on Godot now.
Not a fan.
Yeah. I'm so done with GameMaker right now because like there's been so many bugs I had to deal with for years. I didn't mind because like it was a good program, right?
Yeah.
But like after this, it's like I'll probably stick with it for a couple of years, but I'm trying to transition.
How are you finding Godot?
I'll be honest, I'm kind of a bad programmer, like syntax-wise, when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I'm struggling, I'll be honest. I use so many GameMaker like shortcuts.
Yeah, I've never even like checked out the Game Maker interface, but I always see like all the games that I see come out of Game Maker are always like super like visually polished, especially the pixel art ones. I feel like if there's like
that's what Game Maker does best.
Yeah,
definitely. No, I just feel like it's the best program for like prototyping because you just make stuff so fast.
Yeah, all the good games that come out of like jams are like always in Game Maker. I'm like, there must be some special source in this engine.
Yeah, you just make stuff fast, so it's easy for prototyping.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Next up, we had, I suppose, a question for Fuzz. We sort of touched on it like earlier, but I suppose art process and inspiration. People look.
This is a fun one. Yeah. So main thing is Downwell. So Downwell has like amazing pixel art and incredible. Like their VFX are fantastic, and we wanted to have more of them, but we're gonna have to learn how to use particles for that. So other inspirations. So there's this Kickstarter game just got funded. Thank God. It's called
what was it called?
Silent.
Let me pull up the link.
We just called it Silent.
Islanders or something.
Santaco,
Santago.
Yeah.
Santa Claus. Yeah. Yes. So that game is fantastic. That game looks fantastic.
That game actually looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I like it a lot visually.
It's that was also an influence to an extent. And there's also Minute. There's also Minute, which some people called me out for getting inspired by. But fun fact, I only played that like a week after we finished the jam.
Yeah.
Because people were telling me about it, so I checked it out, and it's pretty similar.
No, it's pretty crazy because a couple people thought we were the people who made Downwell.
Yeah.
Nice.
We got that a few times,
Yeah, it's just that like minimalist like palette, like keeping the colors.
The limited pixel art.
Yeah, it's good. I want to try doing like
to like what you've got going on currently, Max, right?
Oh yeah, no. I started out doing thinking of doing like limited palette stuff for Mirrors, our game.
You couldn't help yourself.
No, I couldn't help myself, but also I feel with a lot of the complexity with like the materials and stuff of like the walls. Going with like more colors could be interesting, and then I just kind of like experimented and felt that having like a lot of like different colors and like a lot of hue variation could be really interesting for like, the look of the game. But I do also love working with like 2-bit, 3-bit palettes as well. I find that like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I remember you had some old like dithering art where you did like sort of like
dithering art is really cool.
Yeah, I was never really like a fan of dithering art until like only recently, and then like once I got into it, like I could not stop. Dude. I just kept like
a lot.
It's great. I just have like the dithering brushes on like Asebright, and I just like go nuts like wherever I can. What program did you use, Fuzz, for
Asebright?
Yeah, nice.
Asebright.
Yeah, I don't think there's really much like paths you can take. It's not like music composition where there's
I think the creator. Yeah, I think the creator for the World of Horror. I don't know if everyone here has heard of it.
I know what it is.
Yeah, I heard somewhere that they use paint for it.
Yeah, I know
if that's true.
Is viable for pixel art.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I know that a lot of Deltarune sprites were made in paint.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Why? Yeah. Why use paint? What advantage do you get from paint?
Because I'm not sure, but like if you look at a lot of the color palettes used for characters in Deltarune, they're default paint colors.
Busted.
Yep. It's not really a secret.
Yeah.
I assume they're just used to it or something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, although I feel in like the long run, the workflows in Asebright would make work like a lot faster. But I'm not a professional paint user, so I can't really speak.
We'll have to get
credibility.
We'll have to get a paint user on to interview them about their software choice.
Yeah,
actually, that could be kind of cool. I have to use paint for like a whole game jam. See how much progress we can get.
You can use paint, and I'll use like Scratch or something.
Yes, that sounds good.
I wish Scratch was usable. Honestly, like I feel like I'd made the shit out of it if it was good.
That's what I see. That's what I started doing game development when I was like 8, like 8 or 9. When I was like very young. That's like what got me started into just like making stuff. I feel like it's gotten.
Yeah, I did that as well.
I don't know if it's gotten better or worse with like the changes they've made with like Scratch 3.0. I don't know when was the last time you guys checked it out. But I find block coding really good for like younger people to just sort of introduce them to the process of making a game, like making like routines and
like the logic and stuff.
Yeah, so they can sort of understand that aspect before you start spitting all this syntax at them.
I just like the idea of blowing people's mind, like making a sick ass game. They're like, "What'd you make this in?"
Yeah, there's crazy stuff that people do on Scratch. Like people make like 3D games on Scratch, like with like ray tracing. It's crazy.
It's
like
nuts.
I don't know. It's like okay, sure.
The biggest flex, yeah.
Yeah, they're always super laggy though. They're always so laggy. The engine is not built for it.
A small price to pay for coolness.
Yeah. I'll have to do a video one time where I go through all my old Scratch projects from when I was like a little kid. I think that could be fun.
I actually lost my Scratch account. I'm so devastated. I tried to find it like a couple months ago, but
I remember there was like another like drag and drop sort of thing like Scratch, but it could translate the block code into like actual like higher level.
Is that Construct?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I have no idea.
I don't remember, but it was like I like the idea of that because I feel like if engines like Godot and GameMaker and Unity and stuff had that as like an entry point, because I know Unreal, can you convert Unreal blueprints to C++?
I think you can.
I haven't touched Unreal
because it's all C++. So because it's just like interpreted. Same thing with like how like a lot of like shader graph things, you convert your code from there, or you can convert your graphs into like actual like shader code, even though it's like really horribly like written because it's all like computer made.
Yeah.
It's still like actually like in like an actual language and stuff.
Yeah, because I feel like those pipelines are very beneficial for people starting off with game development.
Yeah, I think and like especially for people who are learning coding and stuff, it can sometimes be good just to have like that link between like a block and like an actual like line as well. I don't know, it helps to build that like association too.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for going off on a bit of a tangent, but we do a bunch of like game development education stuff, like in person, like we run classes and stuff for younger kids in like early high school.
That's sick.
Primary school and stuff.
Yeah,
so
that's
we're familiar with people who want to get into game development but have no idea like what they're doing. So a lot of experience with those kids, because it's definitely a big passion of mine to sort of preach the good word of game development. Which sort of leads into the next question, which is like, what is it about like game development that got you two interested?
What got me into game development? Probably old Flash games. I remember playing a ton of those and just wanting to make them myself. So I guess I'm kind of living the dream right now. Yeah. Making web games.
Nice.
Me, I guess it's just like, I remember when I was in high school and everyone was doing like their class introductions and like, what do you want to do when you out of high school? And everyone was saying like, oh yeah, I want to be a game dev. And I was like, okay, so every person my age wants to be a game dev, so that's something. But I was like, nah, I don't think it's for me. But then I got into modding. But then I got into like a lot of that stuff, and now I'm here, so that's cool.
Yeah, it worked out.
I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
worked out. Yeah, I feel like I grew up around indie games because here we have a show. I don't know if you have these shows like over where you guys are. It's called Good Game Spawn Point. It was like this show aimed at kids where they would just like review games like every Saturday morning. Like on TV, like back when TV was like a popular.
It was like a mainstream, yeah.
And that was like the only, like before YouTube and everything like blew up. And when you're too young to use YouTube, that was like every Saturday morning I was fed all these like new indie games and stuff. So I've always grown up around indie games, and then once I was old enough to realize, hold on, you can make indie games. I think that's what sort of plunged me into it.
Yeah, I'm kind of like the same way as well.
Do you guys have any like all-time favorite inspirational games?
Well,
Learn to Fly 2, basically.
Nice.
That game's fun. I tried playing it yesterday, but I can't get the flashpoint to work.
Yeah. I was trying to play Meeblings the other day. I was struggling.
Oh.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah. The shame Flash died.
Yeah.
Shame.
A tragedy.
Yeah, we have ways to preserve. I think for me, every time I think of inspiration game, I think of Owlboy because that game is just one of the prettiest things I've looked at. So every time I want to improve it, like game art is like, yeah, that's like, I don't want to say end game because I can always improve.
Yeah.
But that's like a major milestone if I ever reach that.
Yeah.
That's where I want to be.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good stuff about Owlboy.
Yeah. Gameplay is like not the best thing ever, but it's very pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me it was like I think Starbound was what got me going. As a kid,
is cool.
I sunk so much time to that. I still have sunk so much time into that. And I have a lot of respects for devs like the Risk of Rain devs, like a group of 3 people, especially Risk of Rain 2. Like 3 people making that is like so crazy.
Yeah, Risk of Rain is great.
Oh yeah,
it's just a reminder of what like such a small like group of people can accomplish if they're dedicated and put in the work and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, it's same thing. Kind of like I was like really hyped about like Hotline Miami, how it's made by like 2 people, and they were like like not doing so hot, and then like as soon as like Devolver got like wind of the stuff, that's kind of like what also sent Devolver into like notoriety as well, and then Hotline Miami became like a cult classic, and it was just like 2 people making a game for themselves anyway. And it just blew up, and it's like nuts how
And you guys have 5 people on Pullywog, so it should be over twice as good.
I think mainly it's gonna be 3, but we're gonna have some people helping out.
Just sort of like contracting, like outside stuff to do.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's cool.
What are those main 3? Is it?
And we're all
do you same 3 like musician, artist, programmer, or
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, we're also gonna have a guy help out with the concept art and just like backgrounds and stuff, and just a second programmer to help out with like the occasional thing here and there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
sounds like a solid lineup. You don't want to
really nice.
bloat
over scope
team.
Yeah,
because there becomes a point where adding more people doesn't actually sort of improve the process. Just makes it
it's just like more links, right? Yeah.
Harder to communicate. Yeah. But you guys sound like you know what you're doing, and I'm excited.
Oh yeah,
thanks, man. Yeah, we are also excited.
You'd hope so.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to say? I know Max has to dip soon.
You guys can follow me on Twitter at
Yeah,
I was gonna say let him know.
Yeah, do the plugs.
Let him know where everyone can find you.
At LES_PAC. Subscribe to me on YouTube too. At least pick.
Yeah. Follow me at FUZZERTZ. So yeah,
we'll have the links for everything down in the video description. But for the audio listeners, they can play back, scrub back, and get the Twitter handle exactly.
Yeah. Verbatim.
Yep. Well, I'm just rocking through the questions now to make sure I haven't excluded anyone that wanted to ask you guys stuff. But I very much enjoyed this chat.
It was great.
Thanks.
Yeah. Me too.
I think that's it. Well, thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us on.
No, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Our pleasure.
Congrats on being the first guests on the Soulcast. The beginning of an era.
Yeah, let's hope.
The thing is, it was like it's hard to get like the first few people to agree to come on because like they have no idea what they're in for because it's like baseline. So expect lots of people that we ask in the future to come and watch this video to see how it goes.
Hey, that's just like more publicity then, right?
Yeah.
Easy.
Cool. Well, we'll drop links for everything in the description, including Pullywog. So you guys. Oh, hold on. There's one last question. What is a Pullywog? Is what people. That was a question. What is
a Pullywog?
It's a Pullywog is a tadpole, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just
an alternate universe. It's just a pun. Yeah.
It's just a
alternate
pun.
universe title. Alternate universe title would be Tadpole. So
no,
yeah,
I think,
do with that what you will.
Tadpole.
Didn't we spell pulley wrong in the name of the game?
No one needs to know about that. That's fine. It's intentional.
No, I don't even think we could change it because it's bad for SEO, right?
No, it's fine. It's intentional. It looks way better. Any other way we spelled it looked like. It's fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just stuck with it. Sometimes you just stuck with it.
I don't even care we misspelled it. It looks better on the logo.
Fair enough.
All right.
That's all that matters.
Well, thank you all for joining us. We'll see you in the next. Not you guys, but the viewers. We'll see y'all in the next video. We hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and leave a comment. And check out these guys' stuff and get hyped for Pullywog.
Yeah.
So, we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Yeah, see you
later.